when it all changed for me. And the more I worked my back, the more relief my back gave me. And that's when I knew that this machine really works. It's so simple and yet so effective. If it wasn't for the Teeter, I wouldn't be the person I am today. It put the smile back on my face. If I was face to face with Roger Teeter, I would cry like a baby because what he gave me was my life back. And I thank him. I thank him for that.
You can just tell me in person.
Oh, God. Thank you, sir. I didn't know you were going to be here.
I love my job, and it's because of testimonies like yours. I wrecked my back, and Inversion changed my life. This is not a gimmick. We're not just selling product. We're selling a changed lifestyle.
Yes.
So many people have written off their ability to move freely because of old age. No, it's the long-term effects of gravity combined with lifestyle, posture, and a whole lot of other things. Teeter's a way to fight back against that.
I can't thank you enough.
Anybody else need tissue? I mean, if that doesn't grab you, I don't know what will. Welcome everyone, I'm Tina Jennings. That was Horace and his story, meeting somebody that changed his life. And now we're gonna do that for even more of you at home, starting right now. If you're somebody that deals with back pain or sciatica or just, you know, having something like that every single day, you know what that feels like and you know what that does to your life. Maybe it's not you, maybe you know somebody that's a loved one that deals with that and you wish there was something you could do for them. That is this. We were just seeing Roger right there, Teeter on here. The very best thing that we could do this morning to have somebody tell us everything is, of course, the Vice President and Roger's daughter, Riley. Riley, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that we start out with Horace and his story because I feel like he's everyone.
Yeah.
He is a lot of people that are out there dealing with the same types of things. Right. Your dad came out in, what, 81?
Right.
And basically said, there's a better way. I have these problems.
Right.
How can we help everyone? And throughout the years, he's made this Teeter better and better. This is the best. This is what we have come out with. This is customer pick. This is the FitSpine X3 inversion table with the FlexTech bed. Before we start everything, I want to let you know if you either have these problems, you own a Teeter, you're buying one today, give us a call because I want to hear from you because this is such a personal item. This is, when you're looking everywhere and you're looking at inversion tables, this is what to me sets this apart. FDA registered, Riley, what does that really mean for us?
Well, it means that we've submitted the table to the FDA with a bunch of claims, a whole binder full of medical studies. I mean, thick, 2 binders, in fact. And they said, okay, we agree that the Teeter is indicated for the following conditions. You have generalized back pain, herniated disc, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, facet syndrome, muscle spasm. There's a whole other page of conditions, sciatica, which is a big one.
Yes.
All of this is different types of back pain, right? Some of them are discs, some of them are muscles, some of them are spinal alignment, and the Teeter inversion table is able to target all of those different types of back pain because of how it interacts with your body. You are using your body weight and you are rotating, and that body weight becomes traction, and it allows each of the discs in the back to hydrate, to decompress, and it does it in just 3 to 5 minutes. So what are we doing? We are opening up those joints. Each joint is getting hydrated, it's getting its shock absorption, it's getting its flexibility, it's getting the nutrition that it needs. Because remember, we're upright, whether we're sitting or we're even laying down, we have pressure on our spine. It takes a long time for those discs to hydrate. So here you can see, first of all, you do a few little stretches or you just lay back and relax, and the muscles start to let go. If muscle tension, muscle spasms are your problem, this is how it's gonna help. Natural realignment of the spine and the elongation of the spine, the decompression, allows you to take pressure off of nerve roots, that's the sciatica, and hydrate the discs. So again, when we lay down at night, we still have about 25% standing body pressure because of the muscles and ligaments. And so, of course, we're laying down, there's more pressure off, the discs hydrate with the nutrition that they need to rejuvenate, but it takes 8 hours. Now, if I have a bad back and I wanna decompress during the day and get that nutrition to the discs, how do you do that? You can't take an 8-hour nap, right? You get on the inversion table 3 to 5 minutes with the pressure in the spine at 0, we decompress quickly. We get the nutrition. It's just helping your body help itself.
I want to reiterate what Riley just said, 3 to 5 minutes. I also want to thank you because every time you guys come here and you bring us something, you always make sure that we have the greatest deal for everyone. Right. You always make sure that we have the most flex pays because you know you want to get this into the hands of the right people to get that relief. So I want to let you know today, by the way, we haven't seen this since November. So if you've been waiting for this to come back, it's here. This is the time to just start on that journey of relief. So we've taken $121 off of this. Today we have it available at under $330, and we're doing that 6 flex pay availability. So under $55 a month for 6 months, no interest, nothing else to do. You can have this home for that first flex pay, and you can start feeling that relief then. So you guys give us a warranty, 5-year warranty on this.
Right.
You and your father really want this to benefit people.
Absolutely. I mean, everything we do is to build this for the benefits. We have, first of all, I want to talk about this model because this is a very upgraded model.
Yes.
And when we talk about building for the benefits, this table is all of that because of all the features that we put into it. So we have a decompressive surface. This is not a soft foam bed. This is designed to allow your body to stretch and elongate. You have a lumbar bridge. This allows you to square the hips. So if you have any hip problems, you know when you go to the chiropractor, they look at your leg length and they look like you have different leg lengths, but they're really the same. It's because your hips are twisted. So this will square the hips. You have the acupressure nodes. These go in the track here, anywhere that you have a sore knot that you need rubbed out. This has the traction handles. These allow you to get extra traction at lesser angles.
And you get 8 of those.
You get 8 of the acupressure nodes, 4 of different sizes, 2 of each.
Okay.
You get the traction handles. These allow you to add manual traction to get a deeper stretch at a shallower angle. And this is the biggie. You get the EZReach ankle closure. This is designed for medical facilities, and it allows you to not need to bend over as far. The table that we originally brought to HSN over 21 years ago had a pull pin, and it's had a pull pin for 20 years. It wasn't until we brought this one forward, this is a brand new model, that you got this EZReach ankle closure. So let me show you how easy it is to use. So first of all, this comes 85% pre-assembled, right? So we know you're buying it because you have back pain and you don't want to be sitting down with a huge assembly process. This entire system here is pre-assembled. The bed is pre-assembled. The A-frame is pre-assembled. You're literally clicking the large pieces together. The only thing you have to put on is these handles. So from there, you follow these directions, 1, 2, 3, and of course it also has an owner's manual. You can see on Matt's, it's laminated and hangs from the table. That's going to walk you through everything. It has a DVD that has even healthy back classes that you can do. And then, you know, there's always the reminder, like I said, of a label on the table. It says 1, 2, 3, set height, set angle, lock ankles. So to set the height, you just pull the pin. And I use gravity, so you can see I tip it up when I want to shorten it, I lower it, and it just slides to the spot where you see your height. It's in inches and centimeters.
So you put it to your height.
To your height.
Yep.
Now you can adjust 1 to 2 inches taller or shorter depending on your weight distribution. So we recommend that you start 2 inches taller than you are and do some few tests to make sure you have the perfect balance point. And then from there, you will have complete control of the rotation speed and angle. So here we have set the angle. Now this is an upgrade, normally sold separately. This is our Easy Angle tether strap. It's color coded. You find the angle that you want to go to just by sliding this buckle. Test it. Okay, that looks good. That's as far back as I want to go. And then 3, lock ankles. So you just step in. Again, this is our upgraded medical feature ankle closure. You just pull from the top, has micro adjustments. So you're getting the perfect, most secure fit. It has ergo embrace ankle cups. They wrap around the ankle to give it full support. They're firm on the outside for security, and they're soft and squishy on the inside for comfort. So believe it or not, these are 3 years in development to get the right foam, get the right design. And then from here, you simply lay back. Now, why we set the height is we're getting the center of the body mass right here at the pivot point. So we use the weight of the arms and we rotate the table, right? And you can see, look at this. My arms are controlling. So I'm going,
far?
right, I'm going as slow as I move my arms. The faster you move the arms, the faster you're gonna rotate. But you can see, this is gentle, this is easy, this isn't scary. This is something that very quickly you're gonna get comfortable with how to control the rotation. But included today as part of the upgrade is these large handles. These are like training wheels for a bicycle. You can walk yourself into the inverted position and then back upright. And I also find that they're great grip and stretch handholds. You just grab them and you can rotate and help those muscles to relax, help get that realignment benefit. And these are the traction handles. I was talking about these earlier. These allow you to just, look at this. I just put my hands up against them and I push. And you can actually see the table rotates because when I push, I'm elongating my spine with manual traction, and that's moving my weight more towards the head of the table and rotating the table. So I am able to get a real deep stretch into the spine. This is helping to release any trapped nerves, sciatica pain. This is helping to really decompress all of the joints, bringing back that hydration, that shock absorption.
And Riley, you don't have to do full inversion to start getting benefits.
Absolutely not. Most people will invert 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
In fact, you know, my dad, he sleeps curled up. I'm very careful about how I sleep.
Yeah.
And he says his first inversion session of the day is 1 minute. That's all it takes, right? 3 to 5 minutes is usually what I do. I invert once a day at the end of the day, and that allows me to get rid of all the stress of the day. Like, I am one of those people that carries it all into my shoulders. I lift up my shoulders and I feel that tension. And if I go to bed without inverting, it takes me a long time to relax. You know, you're just trying to release and let the day go. And when you invert, when you stretch out those muscles and you decompress, it's like walking out of a massage, right? Where you're like, okay, all right, you know.
Okay, this feels perfect.
Except for when this is at your house, you get to roll right into bed versus get in your car and drive home and re-stress with traffic, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And when we're talking about everything that you guys have thought about with this, you have really thought about everything. We even have Dr. Fryer and Dr. Long, who we're gonna hear from, because we wanna make sure that this is done right and it's done right for you. So take a listen.
So when you decompress, there is a lengthening of the spine. And by doing so, with a greater disc height, you've got more room for the nerves, there's less compression with the facet joints, and the spine is just much happier.
For the past 53 years, I've been a neurosurgeon with a major interest in chronic pain and dealing with many patients with back pain. Most patients tell me if they use their Teeter inversion table on a regular basis, they simply feel much better. No one has to do anything to you, and I think it's a very natural way to deal with the problem.
Riley, this is a good point to bring up right now, which is don't wait until you have back pain. Like, I know I feel like so many of us are like, I remember my dad growing up, all his life he dealt with back pain, and that was me. I had a father that dealt with that all your life. So this isn't something that you have to get once you're there. You don't have to get this can be something you can do just because we all are really hard on our body. We're
That's
hard
right.
on our backs. I
Right.
know we're doing everything and you find yourself doing one of these numbers.
Right. Or people, I see them out in
like
public always doing that. I'm
stretching.
like, oh, I feel like I should be
Yes.
carrying business cards.
See?
It's just,
if you think about
yeah.
it, you've been one of those people.
Well, you know, our lifestyles
Yeah.
really stack the deck for back pain. I mean, you've heard it again and again, sitting is the new smoking. It is so hard on your spine. In fact, we have a study that was done some time ago, and a number of volunteers permitted a pressure sensor to be surgically implanted in the third lumbar. And they looked at different body positions. And this is how we know that we are setting ourselves up for back pain, right? We can see that the pressure changes in the different positions that we put our body into. So they set a baseline at 100% in the standing body position, and they compared other body positions to it. So we all know bending over is hard on the back, but here's the big deal. This is how we are living our life in the society. We are sitting down, and you feel relaxed because you've taken a load off the muscles, but you've dumped it all into the spine. And if you're sitting in poor posture like we tend to do at a computer, you're talking about 250% pressure in the spine. And here's why Teeter works in 3 to 5 minutes. It's because this fact that when we go to bed at night, you still have the equivalent of 25% standing body pressure on the spine. And it's not caused by weight, it's caused by the hundreds of muscles and ligaments that hold the spine in background compression. They're critical because they provide stabilization to the spine, but that background compression means it takes a long time for your disc to hydrate with the moisture. And it also means that if you picked up a misalignment during the day, it doesn't readily correct, right? You go to bed at night and you're like, oh, it's out, and you can't get it to move back into place. Now with the Teeter, you're getting 2 things. One, you're getting decompression throughout the day, so you're getting that nutrition-rich hydration to the discs that they need to rejuvenate, but you are also pulling traction. So when there's a misalignment, think about if you've ever thrown a necklace on the table and it gets all wound up, you grab one end of it and you pull the other and it just straightens. And that's what we're doing with the spine. We are holding one end of your body and then we're using the weight to pull the other, and we're getting traction. This is, guys, this is not a new concept. This is not even something that my dad invented. This has been around since Hippocrates. This is 400 BC. Civilizations keep reinventing it because it's a logical way to deal with back pain. It's a natural way for your body to help itself, and it gives you control over your relief. You say when, you say how, you tweak your back. You wanna go out and garden. It's springtime. You wanna plant the garden, you wanna just simply do basic cleanup, your back is given out on you. You walk in here, walk into your house, invert for a few minutes. You don't have to change your clothes into workout clothes. You don't have to get motivated because it's not difficult. You're not gonna break into a sweat. This is the quiet side of fitness. You relax, you're targeting the source of the ache with natural relief, but every single joint in your spine is being benefited, right? Every single joint is getting decompressed. Because I don't know if you know this, our discs have layers to them, right? So usually, if you've ever talked to somebody and they say, oh, I blew out my back brushing my hair. I blew out my back picking, yes.
It's always the most
tiny thing,
random thing.
But guess what? It wasn't that thing. It was a series of events. You know, you were in your 20s and you picked up something wrong. You were in your 30s and you fell, and these little fissures start happening in the disc and you go, wow, I feel fine. You get back up, you're fine. But then it's that little thing at the end, and when that fissure breaks all the way through the last layer of the disc, and then that center, which is like a jelly-filled center, pokes out. And as soon as that happens, that's called a disc herniation. And that herniation touches on the nerves, and pain, boom, you've got it. And it is not an easy thing to deal with.
So this is what we're literally seeing what's happening.
This is literally what's happening inside your body as you're inverting. You are naturally targeting back pain in 4 ways. You are stretching and relaxing those tense muscles. You are naturally realigning the spine, any little misalignments, and you're elongating the spine, and that's taking the pressure off the nerve roots and giving the discs the chance that they need to rehydrate. And the more we keep those discs hydrated, the more that we have shock absorption, flexibility, the more we have space for these nerve roots. So this is, I have the spine here, and I want you to look at how many joints we have all the way up and down our spine, right? This is grand central station, because your brain's up here, your spinal cord is running down the center, and then every communication that the brain has with the rest of the body goes through these nerves, right?
No wonder.
Right, and if they get pressure on them, they hurt. Your body goes, no, we cannot have pressure on this. It's sending signals down your leg, down your arm, numbness, tingling, and your body's desperate to get the pressure off. And so when we invert, we are getting these discs to their full height capacity. That's giving room for these nerve roots. It is giving the discs the ability to stay healthy, right? It's, you know what, think about it like brushing your teeth, right?
Okay.
You know, same time approximately with brushing and flossing, 3 to 5 minutes as it is on the table, but it is caring for the health, the long-term health, so that you have long-term function, youthful function, just by keeping them hydrated. It's a program of maintenance that is something doctors say again and again. If you can keep your spine healthy, it's going to make a big difference in your overall life and performance of activities.
That has to make you and your father feel good. You guys have been here at HSN for, what, 21 years?
21 years.
2.5 million of these purchased. To know that many people have got that relief at home. And actually, we have a phone call for someone. Good morning. You're on with Riley Teeter. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Good morning. Who is this?
Good morning. My name is Nora.
Nora,
Hi,
are you getting a Teeter today, or do you already own one?
I got it the last time it was on 2-day special.
Oh, you did? And how has it been?
Oh my God, it's been a lifesaver.
Oh.
It's I got it right at the end of a physical therapy program of 3 weeks and chiropractic care that did absolutely nothing for me. The first time I got on that table, I felt the difference, and I was just crying.
Oh, that's so heartwarming. That's exactly why we do what we do.
It's an amazing. I have sciatica, I have osteoarthritis, I have spinal stenosis, and I was just in pain where I couldn't stand on my feet.
Yeah.
And it was just an amazing table. And I, by the way, a few years back, I had bought a table, but I was afraid to get on it because of the ankle system. Mm-hmm. And so I never got on it. And this ankle system is fabulous.
Yes.
I was going to say,
this is our upgraded one.
That's what I was going to say, Nora. So when you first got it home and you started using it, did you find it was easy to kind of get into the groove?
Oh my gosh, right off the bat. It was, as soon as I got on it, I was like a fish in the water. It was just, and the thing that we don't talk about is that as you get on the table and you move backwards, it's not only the physical relief that you feel also the mental relaxation.
That's right. And that's why I find a lot of people sleep better if they do this right before bed, is you just, everything lets go.
It's a wonderful table. If you can afford it, it's just, and you have this kind of issues, I have it in my bedroom, in a corner of the bedroom. I don't care. And I never fold it back. It's just there. I do 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm done. Yeah.
See, that's what I love. You say 5 minutes at a time, and you tried these other methods to help your back. They didn't work, and now you have relief. I mean, that's 5 minutes a day.
In fact, the physical therapist, I had just put it together that day, the end of my physical therapy, and I said, I still have pain and everything. He said, well, I don't know what to do. He said, well, you should just call the doctor back. Maybe they give you a shot or something.
Yeah. And that's not natural and that's not sustainable. And,
So
and
I
this
put
is,
my phone and I showed him the picture. I had still one more visit. And I went back and I showed him the picture of the table. And I said, guess what? I got on the table and it gave me great relief. And he said, good for you.
that's fantastic.
Nora, that was so amazing for you to call in and share
Yeah.
your story with us. So I want to thank you so much.
This is my first time doing a testimonial, but I really wanted to do testimonial for this.
Thank you, Nora. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
calling. And thank you for trying this because, you know, you said you got a different version and it had a different ankle system and you were scared. And so I know that some of you out there are nervous. The idea of going upside down feels really intimidating. But when you get to Nora's point where you're desperate and frankly, there are not a lot of options when you have back pain, right? They're usually invasive. They require a lot of time. They require a lot of appointments. They require a lot of money. They can be not natural and have side effects. There's just not a lot of options. Here's an option that's natural. It's in your own home. Nora said 5 minutes a day, and she's having amazing relief. I mean, this isn't a huge cost investment. It's not a huge time investment. And you're gonna find, if you're one of those people that's nervous, this is easy. It really, I mean, you don't have to go to full inversion. You absolutely can go to full inversion when you get comfortable enough, but you don't have to. The greater the angle, the greater the stretch, but guess what? Today you're getting the traction handles. So you can add in manual traction by pushing on the handles and get a deeper stretch at a shallower angle. So, I mean, this is gentle, it's relaxing. Nora talks about, okay, body relief, yes, critical, that's what we're after, but mind relief. I mean, we live in this world where we are hit with so much information and so much stimulus to get that mind relief where I zen. I mean, you take deep breaths, you breathe, you empty your mind, you relax, your body is tingling when you get off. I mean, like I said, I do this right before bed. It's the last thing I do. I roll into my bed afterwards, just like Nora, I have it in my bedroom. I never fold it up. It does fold up. It folds up very compact. I never fold it up because I am on it every night. My husband's on it every night. My husband's been doing a ton of construction. He's carrying this stuff. It's hurting his body. He's inverting every night. You know, why fold it up?
Nora said she doesn't.
Yeah, it springs into action in just a second. So you do have the flexibility if you have a small amount of space, but you're gonna find that you walk past it and you think, oh, that looks like it'd feel good right now, and jump on right then and there. I do wanna say if you have one of the 10 back pain conditions that FDA has indicated the product for, sciatica, herniated discs, spinal degenerative joint disease, which is osteoarthritis, any of those, how are you gonna be using this, right? It's a little different than those people that are looking for a maintenance program, right? That just wanna avoid back pain. So if you have one of those conditions, you're gonna want to get on this product more frequently, right? Your target is gonna be 3 times a day, just 3 to 5 minutes, but we wanna get that back hydrated with nutrition multiple times throughout the day. That's the ticket to helping your body help itself, is get the nutrition, get the decompression, get the pressure off the nerve roots, and the more frequently you use it, the longer the durations of relief are gonna be.
And one other thing that Nora mentioned when she just called, if you're just tuning in, thank you so much to Nora for giving us her story and how much this has helped her. But another thing she said, she got this not today. She called in specifically to do the testimony, but she got this the last time we had it. We haven't seen this since November, so we have this back today. And when she was talking about if you can afford it, do it. Those were Nora's words. We have it available in the most flex pay we have available here at HSN for that reason. So everybody, it doesn't matter, you don't have to have anything special, sign up for anything. Everybody can do this. So for 6 months, you can pay basically $55 a month for 6 months. You know, added interest, nothing funny business about it. It's your credit card, your debit card, your PayPal account, but we will ship this out on that first $55 payment, which means you can start to feel the relief right away. It's not like you pay this off in 6 months and then we'll ship this out to you and then you'll get the relief. You can get it now. So for $55, see what this is all about. See what it can do for your life. Again, Roger and Riley and the great Teeter team, they do that specifically for us here at HSN. They give the discounts for us here at HSN and do these flex payments for you. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of being able to have this affordability into your life. And I'm telling you, the very beginning of this presentation with Horace and how he got very emotional, listening to Nora, people at home that deal with that pain, that sciatica, that back pain, the herniated discs, to feel that relief is so emotional. It's very emotional.
It is, absolutely. Well, you think about it. My dad was running a completely different business, leading a different life. He's an engineer. He was designing water skis actually at the time. So he's in the Water Ski Hall of Fame for the first carbon graphite water ski. But he was in agony. His back was killing him. You know, it was most mornings he was waking up and it was so stiff and painful that he would fall onto the floor and crawl to the bathroom to get hot water in his back just to be able to stand up. And he was introduced to inversion at a water ski tournament. And back then it was the gravity boots, right? So you had to sit down and you had to strap these boots on and then grab a bar, and then you had to have an amazing amount of abdominal strength to get your feet up to where your hands are, and then it was only full inversion. But he got more relief in just a few minutes of doing that than in anything else he tried. And it was a light bulb moment for him. And he went, I have to do this. And we started, well, I was 2. My parents started this in our garage in 1981. And it's been slowly growing from there, word of mouth. I mean, it was in our garage. It was my grandpa, my uncle, and my mom and dad, and it was word of mouth. Somebody would get one, and they would go, it changed my life, and we would just sell from there and sell from there. And eventually, we got to the point of 21 years ago going on HSN, and we've been telling our story since then to a larger audience, and the 2.5 million sold. And if you go online, it's 5-star review. HSN and elsewhere.
I checked, 265 stars when I checked this morning. But when you were saying back in 81, it was word of mouth. It's 2019, it's still word of mouth, because we actually have somebody else that's calling in, because people cannot wait to talk about their experience. Good morning, you're on with Tina and Riley, more importantly. Who are we talking to?
You're speaking with Phyllis.
Hi, Sarah. Do you already have a teeter, or are you picking one up today?
No, I already have a teeter, and I've had it for about maybe 2 years because my situation had just gotten hit rock bottom. I mean, I was in the midst of getting ready to have major surgery, and they were going to have to do fusions, and because I've had injuries ever since I was a young person. I'm 70 years old right now. And the doctor actually said he didn't even understand how I was able to walk at all when he saw my x-rays. I got on that teeter at night, and I prayed, of course. Prayer is very essential. But when I got off of that teeter, I could feel the bones pull and creak. And it was just a remarkable thing. I, too, like the other lady that called before, I couldn't do anything but cry and pray. And I said, well, Lord, looks like it's you and the teeter.
It's you and the teeter.
Wow. Yeah. And so are you finding relief consistently when you use the teeter?
I'm finding it consistently because my teeter is fitted at the right hand of the Father.
Right. Great. Oh, that's amazing. And when you use the teeter, how many minutes are you using it? How often per day?
I actually tell you, sometimes I'm only on it for 1 to 3 minutes.
Right.
And sometimes I just lay there and take a nap. But, I mean, it just really depends on the day. But actually, I'm able to do everything except heavy lifting and stuff. Naturally, I wouldn't do that to re-injure myself, but
Right.
I can do everything now. The pain in my legs and my feet, you know, my legs and feet were totally, basically numb. I mean, just,
Wow.
it's horrible. You have to have these back injuries to really explain them. The shoulder pain, the arm pain, the hand pain, the finger pain,
Yeah.
the thigh pain, the hip pain, the back pain. I mean, it's just pain everywhere when you have extensive damage, because I have bone spurs, I have stenosis, I have spondylosis, I've got narrowing of the spine, everything, the degenerative joints, the herniations.
All on the list.
Yeah.
And I have from my neck all the way down, just about every disc is injured except maybe a couple.
And in that much pain, and you're saying 1 to 3 minutes, and you're finding relief. I mean,
I'm finding relief, and
that's
I
amazing.
really don't take
That's
pain
good.
medications. I just take naproxen periodically. I don't even take pain medications because they do so much damage, but I don't find that I need to.
Wow.
We are so
Yes.
happy.
That's
that
amazing.
You're calling
Yes.
in. We can hear it in your voice, Phyllis, that you are just feeling that relief. Thank you for sharing your story and for wanting this to help somebody else.
I've been granted some years in my life, and I know that because this pain can be so tremendous. Excuse I hope everybody closes.
Absolutely can. It is all encompassing in our lives when we have pain. It impacts our lives, our families' lives, right? I mean, it's horrible.
Oh, yeah. It's debilitating so much, so mentally in every way, and it's just something to fear.
Yeah.
So, but look, it's back problems is something to fear, but Teeter is here.
Yes.
Well, Teeter is here.
Teeter is here. And Phyllis, I am proud of you at 70 years young, taking charge, not letting this get the best of you, and trying something and finding relief. I think that's really amazing, because sometimes we get scared.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Thank you so much, Phyllis.
Thank you, Phyllis.
Yes, you all have a blessed day.
Oh,
Thank you.
too. Riley, let me say that, kind of coming off of what Phyllis was talking about, I think some people that deal with that pain do kind of mentally get into that, well, I guess this is just how my life is.
This is the way it is.
This is the way, right?
This is the way it is,
And you
yeah.
just somehow mentally get into a space where you're thinking, I have to just find a way for my life to be this way.
Right. Well, here's the thing: is it's cumulative. It's you know, if you let the pain take control, you stop moving, you stop engaging in life, and then it just it snowballs. It gets worse and worse and worse. So aging is also just independent, something that impacts our bodies, right? We see it on the outside, we feel it on the inside, and here we can see it how it's changing your posture and your body shape. You know, the older gentleman, he lost height, that changed his figure, because think of a column of clay. You pat it down, it has the same mass, it bulges out in the center. We also have internal organs that begin to sag, and that's unfortunate and unattractive, but the big deal is in the soft tissue of the disc. When we lose height in our disc, we lose flexibility. You can see that the older gentleman can't bend over as far. We say this is old age. This is the way it is, talking about the way it is, right? You just go, well, I guess I'm not gonna be able to do the same activities. When we invert and we keep our discs at their full height capacity, just like when we brush our teeth and we keep our teeth fresh and youthful, we can do this as a maintenance program to keep our discs as healthy as they can be. Now, you're not gonna 100% reverse the aging process. That's just not possible, right?
You're good, you're not that good.
Right, but you can fight back. And you know, we've got 3 more shows later in the day. My dad will be doing those. He's having a little sleep in, but he's 80. And my dad is the most vibrant guy in the world because he has the flexibility. He has the ability to do the activities he wants to do. He's flying up to Seattle to see my boys after this and going snow skiing. Here he is water skiing, and this is just recreational, but he's doing the course, which is really tough on the body, getting around the buoys, playing with my sons. Now, who cares about the physical
Right.
activities. These boys are tough to keep up with.
And I think a lot of people just that wish they could, I wish I could get up with the grandkids.
Go to
I wish-
Disneyland with the
Yeah.
grandkids and walk around
Yeah.
and do these things, and they just can't. So this is something that he does to fight back against the aging process, maintain the flexibility that helps you maintain activity. Right?
And when we're talking about your father and you and wanting to get, you guys even put that 5-year warranty on there.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought it
Yeah.
up. Quality is so important. You know, we talked to Nora earlier, who said she had a different table with a different ankle clamp system, and she was scared to use it. You know, if some of these products, they look similar. We started this 38 years ago, and with our popularity, there's copycats.
Yep.
And when you're looking at a tiny little image, they look similar.
Yep.
But let me tell you something. They use the wrong steel. Only Teeter is UL safety certified. That's a third-party safety certification. And the reason we're the only table that pass is because we use carbon heat treated steel and key components. And so that means this table can cycle without fatigue. So the UL does 30,000 cycles. It does mechanical strength. You can see here it is testing the ankle locking system. That's 30,000 times, right? You need the ankle locking system to work properly. Here it is holding a 1,200 pound static load. That's a 400% safety factor on our 300 pound user weight capacity. Here we had, that was a 300 pound robot cycling 30,000 times. And again, when we tested the competitors to this UL spec, they all failed at about 10% of those standards. Broken and torn metal, right? Broken metal. Because when we cycle, it puts a fatigue on the metal that's unlike anything else you do. Like, think about bending a coat hanger back and forth, right? To hold your winter coat all winter long, or all summer long, but then you bend it back and forth, in just a few minutes, you can break the metal. And that's what happens with inversion tables if they use the wrong steel. So we use the right steel, it gets us the UL safety certification. They come and inspect our factory 4 times a year randomly. We don't know when they're coming to make sure that the standard is held. This is just a different level of quality. That's why this is the only brand that the US military will use. This is the only brand that you will find in doctor's offices. And again, this is our clinical model. This has the Easy Reach ankle closure that is typically in the doctor facility. So speaking of doctors, Dr. Taunts, and I do want to point out that our doctors are just top of their field. The Dr. Long that we saw earlier, he's a head of neurosurgery at a very prestigious university. Dr. Taunts is the head of orthopedic surgery at a hospital in San Diego. I mean, these are top of the field guys. So listen to Dr. Taunts, hear what he has to say about Teeter.
The discs that sit here are like shock absorbers we have on the car. So when you get up in the morning, you may be 6'1". When you go to bed at night, you're actually about 6'1½". You lose 1/4 to 1/2 inch of height as these shock absorbers get squeezed and the water comes out of them. Then when you're asleep, they rehydrate. One of the advantages, I think, of Roger's device is that you can do this during the day too and give yourself kind of a break from the constant pressure on your back and on these shock absorbers to allow them to rehydrate by taking all the pressure off and letting them have some freedom. People that get on a standard routine and do it again and again do far better than people that go for 3 weeks of therapy and then re-injure again in a year, go for 3 weeks therapy. A daily routine, which is what Roger's recommending, I think is a very good way of getting your back in great shape so that as we stay vertical for our lives, we don't start breaking down later on.
It's always good to hear, like you were saying, from somebody at the top of their game, the top of their field, and how they feel about it. But the most relaxed person that's been here on this set all morning would have to be Matt. That's been doing this the whole time.
He's been doing it for the whole show. This is an hour-long show. I do want to remind everybody, you only have to do it for 3 to 5 minutes. But Matt has been doing this with us for 15 years. right? And so, Matt, why don't you tell them a little bit about when you started inverting with us, what you're doing and what you're doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to be a carpenter when I first started also modeling this table, but my day job's been, I was a carpenter for 12 years, and so that's really hard on the back and the body. I was carrying a lot of lumbar, using power tools in the wrong body position, not bending at the knees, that kind of thing. So inverting really saved me days that I would have had to take off work because I hurt myself regularly. But stretching my back out for a couple of minutes, inverting just took the pressure off and let my back realign. And it was extremely useful. But then I got a job sitting down inside in air conditioning on an office chair, and I thought that was going to be very, very comfortable. And that was worse on my back than walking around with heavy lumbar on my shoulder and using a power tool bent at the waist. So, I mean, I never imagined that it would be worse on my back to sit all day long, but it was. So at the end of a day sitting in an office chair, I'd invert when I got home. And I incorporated inverting in my daily exercise routine eventually because my back was so healthy from inverting so regularly. And I did it every day, like brushing my teeth. You mentioned it as a routine. It just kept my back in a state of correct alignment and stretched out enough so my discs were hydrated for longer. And it just took, I didn't think it was going to take just a couple of minutes after standing up for 16 hours and then going upside down for just a few minutes. I couldn't figure out the physics of that, but then immediately my discs clearly wanted to be rehydrated. So it just took a few minutes to rehydrate those discs, and my nerves didn't get pinched like they used to get pinched. And I mean, I'd hurt my back plenty of times, and I'm clumsy, so if I can hurt myself, I will. But with this table, and my mum now has one, and this is an incredibly safe piece of machinery, and so I incorporate it into my exercise routine, which I never used to have an exercise routine because my back hurt. I couldn't even really reach my feet to put my socks on before I went and was a carpenter all day long. My back was quite bad. So going upside down has really enabled me to do a lot more physically than I ever could before. And so you don't have to go all the way upside down like Riley was saying, but I go upside down all the way to do exercises because an inverted sit-up is worth 10 sit-ups laying down, and laying down on the floor, you can hurt your back doing sit-ups.
Right, there's load on your spine when you're laying down.
Yeah, and that was my problem. I'd do them for a while, but my back would hurt before my stomach muscles seemed to be benefiting.
And a strong core is important for supporting the spine. So we want to build core muscles, but it's very difficult to do core exercises if you have a bad back.
Absolutely, and I'm busy. Everybody's busy. You can't. I mean, I don't really have time to do a long exercise routine, so I do go all the way upside down, and you get used to it pretty quickly. But then I can do an upside down inverted sit-up, which is worth 10 laying down, and there are no loads on my spine. So I can't hurt my back at this point because all my ligaments and muscles and tendons are stretched out. So I'm not going to pull a muscle, and I'm not going to pinch a nerve because everything's open. So I can just use my core muscle.
That's tough.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, what is it, 6, 7? I've done 70, 80. It's ridiculous. And I can do squats as well, and these are all worth 10 regular squats. I mean, I'm pulling the weight that my body usually has to hold upright.
Right.
So the weight of my head is extending the muscles in my neck, and that's exactly the weight that the muscles in my neck are usually trying to hold up and not pinch nerves in my spine between my vertebrae. So it's exactly the right amount of traction. So that's really handy. And this is my favorite. It's just a stretch I could never get anywhere else on the planet. I don't know where else I'd be able to stretch like that.
Again, you don't have to go to full inversion, but it's amazing how many people are looking at this going, no way.
Yeah.
But they go there because it does feel so good. You get so much relief and traction. When I go to full inversion, I do little neck stretches because my neck is a problem with how much computer work I'm doing. And we're actually looking at a product on the right there that I want to show to you guys.
Yeah.
This is called the Neck Restore. So in fact, I came in from Seattle, and I had pillowitis, I guess, from the hotel pillow. I came out to the studio early here because I felt it all throughout my neck and shoulders, sleeping on those horrible pillows. You put this it can go on the ground, or it has Velcro here to go on the table. And it's not a pillow, right? This isn't like go in the arch of your neck. It goes at the very top of your neck, the base of your head, and it does suboccipital release. So when you put this on the table, you're getting decompression of the spine while at the same time extra decompression of the neck, the trigger point relief of the suboccipital muscles, which are so strained by the head forward posture, or if you're not using the right pillow at night. Anybody that gets tension headaches, this is your ticket to relief. Also a 5-star rated reviewed product online. This is a great, great little addition.
So $31.45. That item number is 541108, just to let you know.
Okay, and this is the vibration cushion. This fits onto the table bed right over the top. It has 8 motors, has different programs you can do. You can target the upper lower, you can get wave, whatever you are in the mood for. This helps bring a little bit more relaxation to the muscles. If you're one of those people that has the muscle spasm, the muscle tension, this has a neck roll here. Your head goes over the top. The roll helps restore proper curvature. This is a great addition to the table that she can add.
$51.45, item number 249.
I think this one, that's the mat, that one.
That's the mat.
Yeah, this one I think is $99.
Let's see.
So the vibration cushion.
Oh, the vibration. Oh, there we go. 101.45, 4 flex available on that at $25.36, but we only have 50 available of that.
Sell out
Item number
sure.
966403. So some of these items that we're talking about, if you're a Nora or a Phyllis and you already have the table, and maybe you want to add something and up the game, that would be absolutely perfect. I want to remind everybody also, because we just got done talking to Matt. He's like obviously level like 10 inversion table teeter person. When you get this, you get a DVD that's going to walk you through what's going on. So don't ever feel intimidated. Like nobody is like we're not going to hold your hand all the way up until the point.
Right. I mean, this comes with the DVD. It is going to walk you through. You have a great owner's manual that's laminated, hangs on the edge of the product. That's also going to be your guide. We have a free app that you can download. And it will give you videos, all sorts of support. This is just really designed to be easy and gentle, something that you can do right away. Remember Nora, who we were talking to, Phyllis, who was in her 70s, who set this up, got on it right away, found the relief. I mean, this is something, your first time, you could be 70 years old. This isn't something that's an intense workout, stressful sweat program. This is relaxation. You don't have to go to full inversion. You don't have to be on it more than 3 to 5 minutes. A lot of people do stay on longer. I mean, I have a program of, I will use the tether strap to preset my angle. I will go to a gentle angle. I use it with the neck restore because I have a lot of neck tension. Sit there for a little while and just let my neck release. And then I will take off the tether. I will go to full inversion. I will do some more stretches. Little pressure along the back of the spine. You will feel everything crack and release. You just that realignment. Big stuff that we bring with this table that I think is, if you're worried about going back too far or feeling insecure, we are including with this model. This is our X3. This is a very, very upgraded model, and it's priced at our entry price point. So you are getting these over easy handles. These are like training wheels on a bicycle to walk yourself into the inverted position. You're getting the traction handles that allow you to get a deeper stretch at a shallower angle. You don't have to go more than 20 degrees. You're getting the lumbar bridge. This is, you know, if you have sciatica, you have the pain in your lower back, this is gonna be your ticket. You can set it anywhere here, and if you have the sciatica, I like to set it lower, and that creates a butt bumper, if you will, right? So you stop the decompression here, and then you get a deeper decompression in the lower back, really opening up those joints to release that pinched nerve. I combine it with pushing on the traction handles to just extra oomph. That is included today. You get the acupressure nodes. Here they are. You get 8 of them, 2 in each height. You put them on the track here. This is your massage therapist. If you have muscle tension and you need to release a tight knot, line that up with the knot. You are getting the Easy Angle tether strap. This allows you to preset your angle. It is color coded to 20 degrees, 40 degrees, allows you to really pick the angle easily that you want to go to. You are getting the Easy Reach ankle closure. This is soft squishy foam on the inside, security hard backing on the outside. This is micro adjustments. And here's the big thing. You are getting our brand new table bed. This is new for this model, and it is an 8-point floating suspension system. Now this is designed to the HSN viewer who 5-star, 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 but a few of you pointed out that the bed wasn't that comfortable, right? It's a hard surface because it's a decompressive surface. We want the body to slide. The more the body elongates, the more relief that you're gonna get for your back pain. So we didn't wanna make a soft, squishy foam, but we needed to give the bed more flexibility. So we raised it up off the metal bar, and we added these ribs, and they give you 8-point floating suspension system. And what that means is that the table will now move, right? It has that flexibility for comfort.